Oh man, oh man. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now, this is the kind of a video where if you're a Chelsea fan, right, you don't want to make these type of videos, right? Because everything has been going on okay for us. We've been putting out good performances, silencing the haters, people that didn't think that Chelsea would be where we are at the beginning of the season. So you don't want to give the media what they're already looking for. The media and Chelsea don't really connect together because the media agenda towards Chelsea, and if anything from Chelsea, dressing room or company as a whole, football club as a whole, the media is always looking to obviously have a lot of things to say. So why do we have to do this to ourselves? Now, all the other performances we've been putting, they're probably not gonna go probably unnoticed because of news like this. If you don't already know, I'm talking about Mykhailo Mudryk or Mykhailo Mudryk. No, I don't know how you pronounce it. We just call him Mudryk. Oh my God, he has been found to have been using some banned substances. Now they didn't really mention what the substance is, but you already know the PEDs, the enhanced whatever, um, you know, doping whatever thing. Now, let me just read the statement from Chelsea Football Club because Chelsea Football Club can confirm that the Football Association recently contacted our player Mykhailo Mudryk concerning an adverse finding in a routine urine test. Both the club and Mykhailo Mudryk fully support the FA's testing program, and all our players, including Mykhailo Mudryk, are regularly tested. Mykhailo has confirmed categorically that he has never knowingly used any banned substance. Both Mykhailo and the club will now work with the relevant authorities to establish what has caused the adverse finding. The club will not commenting any further. Now, Mykhailo Mudryk himself, he came out and said, where is the tweet from Mykhailo Mudryk? Let's just read it because we don't want to put words from our mouth. We want to read exactly uh, what the guy said. I read it not long ago though, but he was basically just saying, "Listen, I don't understand how this come to happen because I have actually never knowingly used any of these banned substances." How do you even, you know, I can't find it. But yeah, he was just basically saying him and his team are going to find out what happened, because he didn't do it or he has never actually used any substances. Now, the PEDs, Paul Pogba went through it. He was banned for 4 years, and I think he was reduced. Not that I think, I mean, he was reduced after what, 2 years, 1.5. I can't really remember the timeline. But yeah, for Paul Pogba, he'll be back soon on the pitch. Uh, but what they normally do is they will do like a two test and then they do like a sample A and a sample B. So apparently for Mudryk, they found something in the sample A. So they're gonna go again and then do the B sample, and then they'll probably confirm if he's found, I mean, positive again. Then they're obviously gonna go into banning him. As of right now, he is suspended until further notice, obviously. But then these bannings, or these bans rather, they normally go up to like 3 4 years depending on the outcome of the type of substance they found. And then obviously I don't know how it might have happened, but if he's saying that I've never knowingly take these substances, we might just have to believe him. But it's very hard because he's been improving. I think he's one of the players we've been giving flowers to and say, listen, Mykhailo Mudryk has actually been good. Obviously, he's not been playing a lot in the Premier League. He's been playing more into the Conference League. But even then, you could see, of course, in the Conference League, the teams are not really as like competitive as like the ones we're playing in the Conference League. But when someone is displaying a good play and he's taking the chances he was probably missing at the beginning of or the end of last season or the whole of last season, you could give someone praise and say, listen, he's been improving. And for me, I thought, he's one of the players that have been improving under Maresca. So for something like this to come out, it kind of just wipes it all down. And again, whatever the team have been doing, the lucky part is he's actually not been playing in the Premier League, where obviously the attention comes from. Imagine if he was playing in the Premier League and then he was performing good, and then this comes out. It just means people look at us as like we've been cheating, not taking or not giving or taking away all the credit Maresca has done, every other player has done, just because of Mykhailo Mudryk. But the good part is, right, in the Premier League, where we're actually drawing so much attention into the people, the haters or everyone else, is where Mykhailo Mudryk is actually not being played. So that's a good thing on its own. Yes, of course, he came out of the bench a couple of times for like what, 5-10 minutes or so, but he's actually not been, playing in the Premier League. So that's a good thing. But again, it just doesn't look good, for the past couple of weeks, Maresca has been coming out of the press conferences and saying, look, Mykhailo is ill, is ill, is ill. And I thought they would have already have some idea of what has been happening. Maybe he was ill for sure, but I think, these people already, something would have been happening in the background. But it's something that we don't necessarily want to talk about, because Chelsea has been in the media for the negative, for the wrong reason. So if something like this tends to happen, or something like this does happen, it doesn't look good at all. So yeah, man, it just, yeah. And there was another thing as well. There was a photo circulating for the past couple of weeks of Enzo Fernandez with Mykhailo Mudryk's trainer, and a lot of people now they're going back to that photo and say, listen, you need to watch it for Enzo Fernandez as well. Why? Because he's actually been, listen, if Enzo Fernandez was to be found guilty or positive for all these, whatever Mykhailo Mudryk is going through, it just doesn't look good, because Enzo Fernandez has been scoring and assisting both Premier League and Conference League. So, boy, nah. I need my boys to get the credit that they deserve. But if they're using these PEDs, banned substances, whatsoever, it's hard, man. You're taking away the hard work from the other players, which have been doing well. The likes of Jackson, Cole Palmer, Jadon Sancho, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez. I'm not saying Enzo Fernandez is part of this investigation, because it's a routine that they do to every player. So if he was, they would have probably come out and say, listen, 2 of your players or 3 of your players have been found positive, blah 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 blah. So I'm really praying that it's only going to be Mykhailo Mudryk if he's found positive. But again, I'm also praying that he does, obviously doesn't get found positive, because sometimes as well it could be because these substances here, some people take them because they actually want to enhance themselves. You know what I mean? To actually, um, you have more power, more energy, whatever it is. But then some other players, when they do go on injuries, some of the medication that they take when they're on injuries, or maybe for physio purposes, right? Some of these medications might have some sort of substance. So now you kind of have to investigate, okay, at this time when he was ill, at this time when he got injured, what sort of medication was he taking? And in those medication, now you can invest, like, is there any substance that could come as a banned substance within that medication? But then again, you go back to, like, what are the chances of, the physio team giving you, or the medical team giving you some sort of medication with the banned substance? Because you would expect them to already know these things, right? So a lot of times, like 9 out of 10, if they do this investigation, it turns out to be somewhat true. Now, maybe the reasons to it, maybe someone might give you without even know. But again, it's very, like, yeah, it's a sticky situation for us Chelsea fans. We don't want to talk about this, but when something like this happens, we have to come out and stand for our players. Now, I'm not here to stick it out to Mykhailo Mudryk. I'm here to actually giving the full support and say, listen, maybe you didn't know what you were taking at this instance and that instance, or maybe someone in your team needs to be investigated, because again, it just doesn't look good for the club, especially when you're a Chelsea fan. You already know the media is already waiting to report news like this. Anything negative, the media is already trying to make it even worse out there. So yeah, man, this is Mykhailo Mudryk. If there's any updates to it, obviously we will be here to make more videos. But for now, people, that's all I have. I just had to react to this. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel as always if you haven't, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.